So whenever I see a sale on, I'm on the Bandcamp as well. Whenever I see a sale on that, I'm going, okay, that's 1,000 or 2,000 views I don't have to make now.
Exactly.
And I think you have to see it like that. It's really hard when that last cover I did, which was just an electric guitar. I don't do electric usually, but I wanted to do one, and has barely, not even 1,000 views, but actually a good amount of people bought it on Bandcamp, which was really cool. So I'm going, okay, but that's 10,000 views. I just got, technically,
right.
that's the equivalent.
And if you think about it, people, if you're, this is why I want to eventually get to licensing and distributing to get on Spotify, because if you think about it, like, even Spotify pays more per listen than YouTube pays per view, and so you still, like YouTube, you're still passively getting more listens over time.
Yeah.
And it's making more than you get on YouTube views. So I want to really do that. And that's pretty much what my Patreon is for, is once I make enough from Patreon, I will license something for distribution. And of course, the people who support me on Patreon will get that for free. But for everyone else, you will then have the opportunity to buy or listen on Spotify.
Yeah, that's the approach I have as well. Like I everything I get from Patreon gets back to the channel in some form. So whether it's a new instrument or paying for licensing fees for Sound Drop, that all goes back into the channel. And then whatever is for sale from sales or YouTube revenue, then I get to keep that as well. I have to enjoy it, but yeah, the Patreon 100% goes back into the channel for that very, very, very reason. It's just that it does cost money to license and do things properly. And but you were saying about Spotify. I had that very same discussion with David Ortiz of Mariachi Entertainment System. Now, a while back, we were chatting about Spotify, and it was on a private chat on Facebook, and he had some very, very hard views on Spotify, like a lot of artists had at the time. I never had any problem with Spotify, because I always sort of equated it to just an audio version of YouTube. So when you see it like that, it's actually Spotify is the better option, because it actually pays more. It doesn't pay a lot, but YouTube pays fuck all. It really does. I mean, and by the time your MCM has gone into the process and taken their cut, you'd be lucky to make $1 per 2,000 views. So and it's very hard for us to make 2,000 views. So Spotify.
I definitely think if more people could look at it as the audio version of YouTube, I mean that really puts it into context. Like, don't quit Spotify, don't quit YouTube either. But if you had to
be everywhere,
I don't have to actually do a video, and the audio is already done because I already did that. Like, but no, definitely. And then once you get a sale, like, you're not going to get as many sales, on iTunes, Bandcamp, etc., as you will get listens. But those are like, oh man, one sale is like X many views, X many listens. So it's just so much, so good.